impossible, impossible. You gotta choose. You like the top or you just like to lose. Make a move. Been at the bottom, I got the...
First opened way back in 1924, but renovated in 2002. There's a look inside venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. Today, it's a Week 9 matchup set to go here between the Miami Dolphins and the Chicago Bears. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? On the return, it's Tristan Ebner from his end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. Fields going to throw right away. This pass on target, Velus Jones with it. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. Play action. It's Fields. He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Javon Holland.
A feather in the cap for the defender, picking off one of the league's better quarterbacks so far this season. And add another feather in the cap for the coaches, too. Excellent game plan, and they had their guys aware of his ability to roll out and how to defend against it.
They'll run here with Raheem Mostert. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. You often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Mike Gesicki. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Dolphins take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And it's now a 7-0 game. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. Ebner going to elect to bring this out of the end zone here. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to Fields hit, and the ball is loose. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And they'll be inside the red zone with the ball at the 16-yard line. And they put it on the ground here on the second drive. And, of course, Charles, that follows drive number 1 where they had the INT.
Makes you wonder what's going on with this team because a lot of times we can attribute it to nerves, but maybe it's a lack of focus. Maybe it is the preparation for the game. Maybe they just came into a little lackadaisical because that's just not looking good at all. That's just not the football that we came here to see.
On 1st and 10, it's Mostert. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Now a throw here to his running back. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
And they'll use him out of the backfield and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
They had great starting position to begin the drive, but now they look up at a 3rd and 5. The pitch out to Mostert. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4.
This defense come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
The kick by Sanders is good, and the Dolphins will add on to their lead. So the fumble recovery had them set up in ideal field position, but they can muster only 3 points out of it.
Yeah, when you're able to force turnovers, especially when it results in field position like they had, you really want to make it hurt. Here, they take the field goal. That's definitely not what they were hoping for.
Ebner going to elect to bring this out of the end zone here. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Just the one misstep for them in the first half of the season. 7-1 is the record at the midway point. And in terms of whatever power rankings you want to go by, they're at or near the top of the list in terms of best teams in the National Football League.
And for me, in my little bit of rankings here, I've got them at the top. I know there's still 2 months to go. We've seen teams get off to hot starts and then fade away due to injuries or the schedule or whatever. But unless there are a rash of injuries on this team, I'd be surprised if they aren't a first or a second seed come playoff time.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. The Bears at 7-1 now on the year, and they come in following a loss last week, and that, of course, ended that strong run they were on. They had won 7 in a row prior.
And something you pointed out to me before the game even began, they've had terrific fortune throughout their entire win streak. But we both saw it happen right in front of our eyes. Some of that good fortune dried up, and they ended up taking the loss.
Fields going to get this to Montgomery. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Fields. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down. 4th down, so they send out Trenton Gill. Back deep from Miami, Jalen Waddle. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. 3-5 is where they sit on the year. A very uneven start. It's certainly not an ideal position to be in at the halfway point of the season. CD, do you see an avenue where they can still be a playoff team, or is that ship sailed?
Well, since you took me to the nautical side, I'm going to try and keep up here, because to me, this ship is about ready to pull out of port. These next couple of games are absolute must-wins for them. Now, if they can win a couple, get to 5-5, maybe they start believing in themselves. But a loss here, that would move them to 3-6. And if that's the case, well, that boat is going to head out to the harbor with them still on the dock.
And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
And going deep for Hill. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. In today's NFL, we talk about quarterbacks and their speed and accuracy, but there's still something about a guy slinging one downfield. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that makes our score 17-0. So an early advantage now and a good one. 17-0 our scores. They kick this one away. Ebner going to elect to bring this out of the end zone here. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Their dreams of an undefeated season shattered with the loss a week ago. Now, look, whenever an undefeated team goes down, you always hear some say, well, they needed that. I don't know, Charles. Is that a narrative that you buy into?
Well, I haven't met a coach yet that feels like they needed that loss. That's not something that they're in favor of. But I do know this. People like us, our colleagues, all of us in the media, constantly hammering a team that's undefeated. Hey, do you think you can do it the whole season? Can you carry it the whole way? That does wear down a group, and sometimes that loss, get us off your back, you can move forward from there.
Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on third down. Here's Fields. And this is taken in by Darnell Mooney. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Fields on first down. And that nearly a turnover, but it's incomplete. Oh, fortunate to retain possession there, and it's second down.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. They'll run it. Here's Montgomery. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. 17-0 our score after one. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Back to throw. Fields. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
The fumble on first down now. Here's second down. Fields now to throw. And he'll slide to a halt here, still a little shy of the first down marker. And this offense on third down today, they've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Cole Kmet. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 31-yard line. Now Fields. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. Able to find a lot of empty space there. Picking up the first down at a 21-yard gain.
Bottom line is that he is just something else as a runner because there are not many QBs in this league who can rip off a game that big. And he did it with the defense giving him a little extra attention after he hit him on a run earlier this series.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Here's Fields. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. Multiple players getting home for the 1-yard sack. To try again after the sack. Fields. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jerome Baker. And the Dolphins are going to take possession here at their own 3-yard line.
Partner, there's no other way you could describe it because that was absolutely just gut-wrenching for that offense. They were right on the precipice.
Okay,
Points were available. All they had to do was just fall forward, and they were going to put them up on the board. Instead, a long drive ends in heartbreak and a melancholy trip back to the drawing board. I like it when I go a little bit lyrical for you.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
That's what I'd like to see out of this defense. A little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them. They did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
His throw here going to be caught by Wilson. So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now. Nothing flashy there, the slant to the slot.
Oh, and the frustration for the defensive guys, because it's a quick play, and you know it's going to be a bang-bang play in terms of the throw and the catch, and he's able to absorb the contact and complete it.
Being chased out left. Gonna look deep for Wilson. And got his man complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A gain of right around 35 yards on a play that started back inside their 10. Just like that, out of danger and up past the 40 now for 1st and 10. On play action, here's Tua. And going deep for Hill. It's caught at the 10. And he's going to be out of bounds here all the way down inside the 10. It's a big play there for Miami. 51 yards. Now, we know this offense has the potential to strike quickly, and they just bit off 2 huge plays on back-to-back snaps.
So on the other side of the ball, you've got to go Band of Brothers thought process. No one left behind, no pointing fingers, no accusations. Because if you don't, those quick strikes we just saw, they become long-lasting.
It'll be a 3-yard pickup, and it brings up 2nd and goal. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Tua with a quick throw, caught out wide. And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. Tyreek Hill with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Dolphins continue to pull away here in this first half. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the route is on here in this first half. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. This taken in at the goal line. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls at work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. And 22 more yards there and another first down.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
On first down, Fields. .23 yards on the tuck and run. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Another try after the first down sack. Fields. He hits Mooney going across the middle. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down.
A gain of 14 yards brings up 3rd down.
So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Dolphins in front, and they'll be in possession of the football first as the second half gets started. And this will not be returned, so the second half begins with a touchback. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They got to be thrilled with how they've operated so far in this one. They've got the nice lead, and now a chance to score here on 3 straight possessions. Yeah, and the way that they are rolling, I just don't know how they get slowed down, because they certainly are operating at peak efficiency right now. They might want to think about giving some of their backups a little bit of work, though. Let some other guys get on the field and do their thing and save some of this for the next time out. Meanwhile, the throw here is complete, and he goes out right around the 39. It's a first down, his 4th catch of the game after having 3 in the first half. They run with Mostert off the option, and he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead. And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they can actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Tua sets up to pass it. He's going to air one out. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect him to have more completions to him in this game. He's going to let it go again. That's caught inside the 20. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here. There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there. Back to the running game with Mostert. And he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line. Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Running the counter with Mostert. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to 3rd down. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier. This is caught. Touchdown. Mike Gesicki, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Dolphins take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders, and the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. Ebner going to elect to bring this out of the end zone here. A lane opens here. He's past the 30. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. A CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what freshest few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit. And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. A shotgun snap, Fields. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete. You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity
and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
A good head-down running on the return gets about 15 yards. And it'll be Dolphin football. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Well, this offense, this team, they are rolling right now, Charles. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. You look at the scoreboard, and they pretty much right now got this thing on cruise control.
Yeah, and this is that time of game where you and I have to be prepared, right? Isn't this kind of like that empty the bucket time where you have to go into your blowout material and make sure we have some different things? That's what we're staring at right now, the way this one is going.
Play action, now it's Tua. They're going deep for Hill. And that almost their first INT of the ball game. Had his sights on it, but he couldn't seal the deal. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his second incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit, but a lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
Tagovailoa working out of the gun. To the sideline, he's got the catch, and he kept the feet in bounds. Well done. 23 yards, the final tally. Now Mostert off the read option. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be second and 6. Once again, it's Mostert. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up third down.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Now that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. So fourth down, Tua departs, and on is Jason Sanders and the Dolphin field goal unit. Sanders' kick is good, and the Dolphins will add on to their lead. I got to think at this point, third quarter, if you're able to hold on to the ball, get 3 at the end, that's all you're looking for.
I would agree with that, because right now, this is a job well done by them. In fact, it's almost time for handshakes, a little dap on the sidelines, maybe even start to discuss post-game plans. And for the guys who haven't played yet, go ahead and get loose. Your time is now.
At their own 25-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. Or win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles. But it's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Chicago. Darnell Mooney, 75 yards. And the Bears are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to his second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
Waddle is going to elect to not bring this out, and instead his guys will begin at the 25-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Still well in control of this ball game despite giving up that touchdown a moment ago. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A Miami first down, that one going for a gain of 11.
Well, they've certainly been successful throwing it around in this game. That's allowed them to move the ball on offense. But I've got to tell you, to watch them run the football and successfully, I'm not taking sides. But to see the ball in a running back's hands, oh, that's football for me.
We have played 3 quarters. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll stay on the ground with Mostert. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Now they'll throw with Tagovailoa. Eluding the pressure right. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago. But I think he's as fine with that incompletion as a quarterback can be, in all honesty. He avoided his first sack of the game, and he did have a chance of connecting for yardage, just unable to on that throw.
Getting this out to the flat, Mostert.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears 36. And looking to put this game on ice in the fourth quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
Wilson with a first down carry. They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. They go back to the ground, this time Mostert. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. The Dolphins on third down. They've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. And that's knocked away and incomplete.
A CD, they're up big, but they're still passing it. I mean, this is an offense that's had a lot of success in this game, and it seems like they're just having fun out there.
And it does feel like there's been a shift out there, doesn't it, partner? Listen, if you're up, you can continue to do what you want to do. It's up to the other team to make you change how you do things. They'll continue to throw it around until stopped.
Well, ultimately, not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
Ebner going to elect to bring this out of the end zone here. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
Now, this game went off the rails early for them and never really got back on track. And these fans, they were expecting to be on the other side of this. Oh, Fields is intercepted for a 3rd time.
Picked off, Byron Jones. Breaks the tackle, he's got room to run.
And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football.
Boy, so another interception, CD. It feels like it's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate.
And it'll be intercepted.
Picked up by Michael Ojemudia. And the Bears are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
Their passing game has been spectacular this afternoon. Finally, a win for the defense.
You think maybe there was an adjustment there. Finally gained a measure of, I don't even know if you call it revenge, but got a play done against him, and that's been difficult for them all game long.
Just keeping the play alive. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Give the sack to Jerome Baker.
There's a reason inside linebackers are often captains of a defense. They call the signals. They have the opportunity to affect the game in coverage, against the run, and, of course, on blitzes. Living in the best of both worlds here. Already has an interception. Now he gets to record a sack, too.
Fields throw there, hauled in by Claypool.
Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
The Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down. To throw is Fields.
Escaping the pressure right. He's got a man complete.
And he is finally forced out of bounds inside the 30-yard line.
A huge play there for Chicago. 52 yards. So that changes things in a big way. Now from all the way down inside the 30, here's 1st and 10. Going for it all. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off Byron Jones.
And the Dolphins are going to take over at their own 11-yard line.
CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
He's got a man complete. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49.
Ready up.
The big play has him all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. That one looks like he'll throw here. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete, but the contact is going to move the ball well downfield.
Down.
So the ball's moved to about the 1 after the penalty, 1st and goal.
Ready. They'll run with Mostert.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Sanders on for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick.
Ebner going to elect to bring this out of the end zone here. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
A 3-yard loss, 4th down now.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
Here comes the Bears punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. A chance for Waddle on the return. A good kick that time, but also a pretty good 15-yard return. And control of the football, switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They came into this one with a vision, Charles, and it has played out exactly as they had hoped, if not even better. They've got the huge lead here, and now the football for the final moments of the fourth.
Yeah, and it was apparent that they were the better team, right? We figured that out pretty early, but give them a lot of credit for staying with it. They didn't stumble around out there. They didn't create a lot of errors for themselves because they were the superior team. They took care of business and closed them out pretty quickly.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but, boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And, partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for the Dolphins, it's an important win for their postseason hopes.